it only got like a 30-second trailer during E3, but I was like, wait, yo, hold up, stop everything else. Cyberpunk 2020, whatever. What is this Goose game? We're just a health podcast now.
Yeah, I mean, stay healthy, guys. If you stay healthy so you can play more games.
Drink water.
Typically, people go for the Blue Lions route just because a lot of people are thirsty for Dimitri.
I have seen like footage of him. Hottie with a body.
I guess.
Happy holidays, nerds. And welcome to Startown Radio. Today we're talking about our favorite games of 2019. For us, in terms of recording time, the Game Awards just happened last night. So we're meeting up to talk about our favorite games because our opinions are better. With me again is Robert Lee.
Oh, what's up, Isaac? So you ready to do this?
Yeah, let's do this. If you don't know, Robert is a music composer, game music theorist, and am I missing anything else?
There's an overall avid lover of games.
Yes, and the guy who did the Startown theme. I will continue to plug that every single time. As for myself, I'm Isaac Gatan. I'm a game designer and the writer and voice on Startown. So if you're new to this, welcome. You're going to hear my voice a lot. But let's get into this. Favorite games of 2019?
Let's start with a recent one. Pokemon Sword and Shield. Okay, I think it was a great installment for the Pokemon franchise itself, with new installments that brought a whole lot of love and a whole new generation of Pokemon trainers to this generation. And I think it was one of the best installments as of recent for Pokemon itself.
It's definitely, if you missed it, we did an actual full episode on Pokemon Sword and Shield itself, so you can check that episode out over there in the description below or wherever I end up putting it. But it's after giving it some thought, I think it's probably my second or third favorite Pokemon game. I think Emerald is always going to have a special place in my heart.
Emerald will never be replaced, dude. Especially it's Battle Frontier.
Yeah, we definitely need more of that. One of our favorite games of 2019, Pokemon Sword and Shield. Suck it, National Dex haters.
All right, your turn, Isaac.
So another one that we both had on our list, Untitled Goose game. It only got like a 30-second trailer during E3, but I was like, wait, yo, hold up, stop everything else. Cyberpunk 2020, whatever. What is this Goose game?
I actually never saw this game coming until like it actually started getting released, and I saw a lot of gameplay for it on Twitter, and it just gave us an out for being an asshole.
Yeah, no, for those who don't know, it's basically a stealth puzzle game where you play as a goose, just harassing the neighborhood. Genuinely a lot of fun. It's very simple to play, easy to get.
And even if it was, even as its gameplay is very simple and basic, there's actually quite a few complicated puzzles that the game doesn't even tell you outright. You just have to figure out by yourself.
Exactly. It's very sandboxy, and it's a lot of fun to just experiment with, like, okay, cool. What happens if I'm, going to be a dick in this way as opposed to this way? And I don't know if you saw, like, other people's gameplay of it, but it's fun because there's different ways to solve a lot of the puzzles.
I actually did. I actually saw where someone actually collected every single item in the entire game and put it. But I shouldn't go too far. I think if you guys could play a game from 2019, this is definitely like a game that gets you out of your usual routine and spend like a good half hour enjoying the game. And then like if you want to be invested, just spend another 3 days just being an asshole to like in different ways.
Yeah, like I think I beat the game in 2 hours, and I did it twice. But yeah, no, experimenting in that game is a whole heckin' lot of fun. Yeah, just it's so simple, and that's what makes it so good.
Yeah. All right, so another highly anticipated game of 2019. I don't think you played it, Isaac, but it is Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Yeah, no, I didn't play that.
Okay, it is actually one of the newest installments of Fire Emblem. Yeah, it is one of the best installments in my opinion. Okay, following up from I think Fates and I think it was Edge or something like that. They weren't very good installments, and they eventually fell into a rut after Awakening, but this is a whole new feeling of Fire Emblem, and it was definitely a great investment of my like month or 2 months playing the game. And if you ever have a chance, I highly recommend it.
I'm only loosely aware of what Fire Emblem is. Like I have never played a game fully through, so like what makes this one different, or what makes it better for you?
I think, Fire Emblem's always been like a very tactical kind of game. But aside from that, a lot of the game stems from actually just the characterization and the plot itself. Before, the other previous games were kind of like the plot was very easy to follow. You were very invested in the characters, but then the characterization kind of was very shoddy here and there. But in terms of this game, we have 3 houses, and we don't lose any of the characterization switching between any of the 3 houses itself. And so both the gameplay was, just every other Fire Emblem gameplay. It's still fun, hitting, smacking other people around, but I think half of it was just me trying to get involved with just the characters and the story itself, which was a lot of fun, especially with a whole open world exploration map.
Yeah, and I know it's also there's 3 storylines to it. Which one's your favorite?
I would say in terms of like complexity, it's definitely Golden Deer is the first route I started off with. The second route would be Black Eagles, the true Black Eagles route. Yeah, I think those 2 are my favorite, but typically people go for the Blue Lions route just because a lot of people are thirsty for Dimitri.
I have seen like footage of him, hottie with a body,
I guess. All right.
So another game that I really enjoyed, Mario Maker 2.
Mario Maker 2.
Did you get a chance to play the first one or the second one?
I played both.
Nice.
Both. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, they just came out with DLC Zelda DLC for it, which is wild.
I didn't see that yet.
In the Super Mario Bros. 1 skin or version of the game, you get to go through with a Link power-up, so you like shoot swords, throw boomerangs, lay bombs,
oh my gosh,
and a bunch of different stuff like the Pegasus boots. So it's like a completely different game that's like barely like considered Mario because like there's just so many new mechanics to it. I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I'm super excited to jump back into Mario Maker again. Like that series as a whole is so much fun, and it has like really simple UI, so you can make some wild stuff, and it's not that hard to do.
Have you ever tried some other people's maps when they really try to like get you?
There's some genuinely really good maps that people build or levels, whatever. Like some really crazy creative ones. Like, have you seen the someone recreated, not like point for point, but they basically recreated the Sans Undertale
yes, I did.
Megalovania boss fight with music.
Oh my gosh.
So like you're jumping around playing the Undertale game, but you're
that.
Also like listening to the music at the same time.
Oh my gosh.
It's insane. I think it's been a really fun way for me as a game designer to kind of flex and practice what I eventually want to do with money. I need to get back into that game, jeez, especially with the new DLC.
All right, so for my next pick is actually a game that is not on a console. It's actually Sky, Children of Light. It's a very very peaceful and a relaxing game where you go through a very beautiful story, and you get half of the reason why I picked it just because you can actually play a piano and play actual music from it.
Oh, no way.
I think if you like games like Monument, or like just very simple relaxing games, I think you guys should check it out. It's a very beautiful game itself, and it's free on the iOS. And then it's kind of like reminiscent of Journey and Monument at the same time.
Okay.
And so I think it was a very enjoyable game overall.
Do you know who the developer is off chance?
I can look it up.
Okay.
I'll just plug it as I look up on my phone right now.
Yeah, it sounds good. We'll just cut straight to it, like we know that you're super smart and we just have all this knowledge in our head at all times.
Let's see. The developer is That Game Company.
Just That Game Company?
That's what they're called. Game Company.
That's as good as From Software. From Software.
But yeah, I think I highly recommend in terms of iOS. One of my favorite games to play. When I just want to just to play a simple game, I think that's a game I highly recommend. All right, let's bring it back to consoles and let's talk about Dragon Quest IX. And I'm not sure if you played any other Dragon Quests. And if you guys watch anime, a lot of times animes allude to the Dragon Quest series itself with slimes and so I think Dragon Quest IX was my first Dragon Quest game, and I highly enjoyed the story. But the design of every character is very beautiful. The story and the graphics were very smooth and complex. And I still haven't finished the game yet because like I have so much to do in there. And so I think it was a good like turn-based RPG going back to original, yet still maintaining a sense of like modern creativity. I think Dragon Quest IX is the game. Yeah, the only one that I played was Dragon Quest, I think 3, just for a little bit. And I'm like, oh, it's Pokemon at the time, because I was like a dumb kid, so I didn't know any better. But it was a lot of fun still.
And speaking of Dragon Quest, Hero is in Smash Bros, which is another one of my favorite games of this year. Technically, it came out in 2018, but that only had a 2-week lifespan in 2018. Smash Bros Ultimate is pretty definitively my favorite Smash Bros game. I like how they did Subspace Emissary, but in a way that makes more sense for what Smash Bros is and what it's become.
Mm-hmm.
World of Light alone was insanely fun to go through, and all the references to other games and homage of oh cool, so obviously Rivali from Breath of the Wild is going to be played as Falco, but he's a jerk. I'm excited for the DLC too. As of right now, we have not, or the fifth fighter in the fighter pack has not been revealed. I hope it's Sora or Tetris Block. I think those would be very fun options.
Tetris Block.
Yo, it would be so funny because they put Piranha Plant in the game, which is kind of left field. Yes. I would love to see something weirder like Tetris Block.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the DLC fighters that have come out so far, they're all fun and
great. All fun.
Yeah, this game friggin' delivered. Everybody said no. They said we're never gonna see K. Rool, we're never gonna see Ridley, we're never gonna see Banjo and Kazooie. It's kind of insane how much they've delivered.
Someone really needs to give Sakurai more credit. A lot of people really take him for granted.
Yeah, no, the fact that the community got so upset at the Game Awards for no Smash reveal. Did you see that?
I did see that.
Yeah, it's so disappointing.
Let me just say, Sakurai continually tries to expand on his universe that he created, and he does it consistently and without fail. And people really don't appreciate the effort he's putting in. Developing a game is one thing, managing it, balancing it, adding new characters all the time is also another thing. And so he gave Smash community a lot, and they still take it for granted, which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, no, it's fun to see people's fake fan leaks, oh, Cuphead's gonna be in the game and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when they take it too far and actually get upset, there was a tweet about it basically saying Nintendo or Smash fans are the only ones that can get mad. They get promised nothing, and then they get mad when nothing shows up, and they're we were lied to, and it's no one ever said you were gonna get a Smash Bros DLC leaked or revealed today.
They have a lot of content already, yet I guess they've mastered the game, quote unquote, where they just always want more content. But if you don't have you just have to just make do with what you have. A lot of other communities have to do the same thing.
Yeah. Speaking of though, I already said Sora and Tetris Block are some characters that I really want in the game. Do you have any DLC characters you're hoping for?
I guess Sora would be fun. Not much I'm expecting from Smash at this point because he's given me so much that I'm literally would be okay if anyone. I saw a fake reveal for Godzilla once. I was I'm okay with that, I guess.
Yeah, no.
You know what? The most chaotic entity of all, if you bring back Prince from Katamari and his father.
Oh man.
The King of Cosmos.
Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. Anyways, back to the favorites.
I'm gonna mention. Let's pull away from the Switch really fast, and I'd like to mention one of my favorite PS4 games, which is Kingdom Hearts 3. And there's a lot of controversy in terms of how people view the game, but I'd like to say, the game really tried to bring us as much as they can in terms of trying to get towards the end of the whole series as a whole, which I appreciate a lot. There's a lot of stuff that I wish they could have handled better. Yeah. But at the time being, that's the only thing I could have asked for was trying to get a game out. And now they're releasing a DLC where they actually expand on a few of the stories and give us a lot more content than what we had at the end of the game, which I'm really excited for, I must say.
Yeah, narrative wise, it's giving us basically everything people wanted. Where'd the Final Fantasy characters go? They're right here. Why can't we play as Kairi? You can play as Kairi. For me, I wouldn't consider Kingdom Hearts 3 a favorite game of 2019. I did like it a lot. But I definitely fall a little more onto the side of okay, yeah, it's here, yeah, okay.
Speaking of PS4, which one did you like from 2019?
I mean, I don't have a PS4.
Oh.
So it'd have to be Kingdom Hearts 3 as my favorite. But as much as you'll hear me in the future probably, dumping on Kingdom Hearts 3, I genuinely did have a really good time playing it. I made a video about like Kingdom Hearts 2 really didn't have very lively worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was basically just flat rooms that connect to each other.
I definitely think Kingdom Hearts 3 was one of the most exciting in terms of a world building. And I'm just going to plug it right here. Toy Story World slapped. Okay, don't at me. I don't take criticism. The fact that I can pilot a mecha and fight was one of my favorite mechanics in Kingdom Hearts.
It had some of the most fun movement in Kingdom Hearts 3, which is or in the Kingdom Hearts series, which I think is what made it a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
To just jump off of walls and, like you said, fly around.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that, like I said, each world did feel significantly different.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're jumping around, it felt like, oh, I'm climbing a mountain, or I'm exploring this giant multi-level Toy Story toy store. Honestly, even though, like I said, I am a bit disappointed, it's one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts games.
Mm-hmm. And, Kingdom Hearts has always been such a crazy franchise that I literally expect very little. I just, all I ask for is like to finish the lore.
Mm-hmm.
I like to also mention Monster Hunter World Iceborne as a lot of fun. Have you ever played the Monster Hunter series, Isaac?
I've played bits and pieces, but I haven't actually gotten to like sit down and play it myself. I do want to get World. It's on Steam, right?
I believe so. I think I love Monster Hunter, the series itself. And when we added Monster Hunter World, it was a very new and exciting concept that felt very natural. Like the environment itself, very natural to the Monster Hunter world.
Mm-hmm.
Before we played a lot on like handheld, and then the last time we played the console, I believe it was like PS2 time with Monster Hunter 3. But when we finally brought it back to Monster Hunter World with the PS4. And I think that was a great time. I spent a lot of hours investing just trying to hunt monsters because that's all you do. You just hunt monsters.
Mm-hmm.
And they handled it really well in Iceborne.
I should definitely check that out. One of the other games that I really enjoyed, Tetris 99.
Tetris 99. I actually didn't see that game coming either. Just like a Untitled Goose game.
Yeah, it's a weird in concept. It's like Tetris but Battle Royale Fortnite kind of thing. It's like. It sounds weird, but it's so much fun. And Tetris is just a simple game. So the way that they made it competitive, globally has been a lot of fun.
I think one of the best things they did to keep up the hype was really making it, like you said, it was Battle Royale. It was the fact that we don't know who is attacking us, but then there is some kind of sense of urgency to complete our Tetris stack. So fast, especially as soon as we got down. If you ever been on the top 10, top 5, oh my god,
yeah.
that is I managed to be top 1 only quite a few times, but then that was stressful itself because my mind had to race at 160 beats per second, something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't handle the stress.
Also, when you get targeted by 30 people,
oh my god,
it's so scary.
And then it really brings up your chops to be like, can you handle the Tetris?
Yeah, no, it's free if you have Nintendo Online.
Should we move on to honorable mentions? Or do you still have a few more games?
I just had one more game that I wanted to mention, and it's technically DLC, so it's kind of a weird place to put it. But Celeste Chapter 9, have you played Celeste before?
I've played Celeste before. That is a beautiful game.
It is such a good game. It's probably my second favorite game all time. The DLC for it just came out a couple months ago. It's beautiful. It's hard, but it's so much fun. And I doubled my death count in the DLC alone. So that's why I'm it's worth its own little favorite game. I sunk enough hours into it, I think. The story is also lovely. It's a great next step in the Celeste story. But yeah, love that game. You said you wanted to move on to honorable mentions?
Yeah. I mean, I would like to say in terms of honorable mention, I would want to put Ring Fit Adventure. I've actually only started recently, which is why I can't say it's my favorite game of 2019. But let me just say that the game itself really brings you to be physically active without the burden of knowing that you're exercising. And I think that was something that was kind of lacking in Wii Fit before, where we still knew we were exercising, but for Ring Fit Adventure, it felt like we were actually on an RPG adventure and actually using fitness to compete with all these monsters. And I have to say, even in myself who's physically active, that game really kicked my ass.
There's another YouTuber, from Friends Without Benefits. He has his degree in physical health or something to that degree. So he's like, yeah, no, it does a really good job of like, properly working out your muscle groups and stuff. And it's not just a silly little gimmick, it's an actual workout, which is really cool.
Do follow the game, don't play too long. Make sure you stretch. Stretching is very important. A lot of some YouTubes I do watch who play Ring Fit Adventure actually skip the stretching process just so they can get into the game, and that is always not recommended. Always stretch before you work out.
Yeah, this is just general life advice, Ring Fit or otherwise. Another honorable mention, Pokemon Masters.
I really didn't know what to expect because I was like expecting something similar to Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
But that game was, I liked that game a lot.
Yeah, it was fun. I really liked the writing, honestly. It was fun working on building 3-man teams. I haven't played it in a little while. I think they just came out with some holiday skins for some characters, so I'm low-key itching to get back into it. But also gems are expensive.
Yeah. Another honorable mention is Katamari Damacy Reroll. It's an honorable mention for one, it's not in 2019, but two, it was just because Reroll is just, if you guys ever played Katamari Damacy before, it is just Damacy itself. Gameplay is always consistently the same with the levels, but Katamari is a classic fun game.
Yes, yeah.
I love that game so much.
I should get that game. Did you play it with the motion controls? I know they had like a motion control option, right?
This is why it's also an honorable mention. It is one of those games where you will, if you play with motion controls, you will get sick. You're moving you're panning the camera a lot. You're looking for different angles, and the controls are a little bit hard to manage. So, highly recommend playing with just normal controls, no motion controls.
Right on. I don't have the time or money to play every single game. I do wish I had a chance to play Link's Awakening, and Luigi's Mansion 3.
I do want to play Luigi's Mansion 3 too. I heard it is one of the best installments of Luigi Mansion series.
It won Best Family Game.
Oh, okay. I'm also very excited to play Sekiro. I heard that game was a lot of fun. And so I haven't had a chance to play. I also wanted to play Death Stranding. Death Stranding came out recently. I haven't been able to play it just because I've been on vacation and Pokemon's been out too. So sorry, Kojima. It's just Pokemon comes first.
Yeah. Oh, he was in the Bay Area. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. One of my friends was like on Twitter. Apparently, he was like running around the Bay Area trying to find a copy, and he went to a GameStop that Kojima just happened to visit. So he got like a picture, and I think he got it signed, which is freaking awesome.
I wish that was me. Let's see. Another game I wish I could have played 2019, which would be I actually heard The Fallen Order. Star Wars The Fallen Order was actually a really good installment of the Star Wars series. I've played a few Star Wars games way back when, but like I heard this game is the game for the Star Wars series.
Yeah, I've always been a little cautious of EA because it's they have a history of generally not being good to their
fan base audience
and their employees too, so I'm always like wary of supporting them. But I've heard this game is a lot of fun too. I don't know if you saw it, but there's a clip where basically he's doing parkour and they put Sonic music over it and like the spring sounds. That makes me want to check out the game.
I guess another game I really want to play 2019 would be I heard Yokai Watch 4 was really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think my friend personally loves the Yokai Watch series. It's very reminiscent, closer to something similar to Pokemon/Digimon. I wish I could have played it. I don't think I'm ever going to take up a chance to play because, time and money. But if I ever do get the chance, if you guys ever do get the chance, do check it out. I heard it's a very highly acclaimed game in terms of just Switch games. Yeah,
and one other game that I wanted to just say I wanted to play, haven't had time or the money, is Borderlands 3. Have you played that series before?
No.
I do not really care for first-person shooters, but the Borderlands series I think is the exception. It has like fun RPG elements to it, and it's also just, I don't want to say good writing, but it's kind of dumb funny writing. Yeah, I want to play it. I'd also just need friends because it's better when you play with 4 people, So maybe eventually, if I find friends, I'll play it. Last thing I wanted to just kind of leave us off on was some games that we're looking forward to in 2020.
All right, games we're looking forward to 2020. I'm going to start off first. It's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. That game's always been a treasure in terms of the video gaming community. And the remake itself, sheerly by the art itself, it's going to be a very beautiful game.
It looks so good.
Yeah, and Final Fantasy has been here and there in terms of, for Final Fantasy 7, I mean. We haven't had a remake game whatsoever. We've had like movies, we've had Advent Children, but we've never had a remake of Final Fantasy 7 itself. So I am highly anticipating Final Fantasy 7. The art looks amazing. The scenes itself from way back when we saw PS1 graphics and now like for new graphics, it's like night and day.
Yeah. I also like the that they're switching more to like the Final Fantasy 15 style combat, which looks like a lot of fun. Like turn-based is always fun. I know it's like not for everybody. But I like that they're mixing it up and making it more active gameplay. Plus, you have the workout mini games.
What about you, Isaac?
I'm looking forward to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I still play Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, but I'm looking forward to New Horizons. It looks gorgeous. And it got delayed too, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, it got delayed. So it's like, okay, cool. So they're working on polish, and hopefully, it's going to be a better game for it.
I've always loved Animal Crossing. I think it's gonna be a fun game. I'm so worried about Isabel. I'm always scared of opening my new leaf. Something I'm excited for. End of 2020 is gonna be the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC release. We mentioned this before during my favorite games, but the DLC is already hyped. They're also releasing a bonus where you can see the concert of Kingdom Hearts World of Tres. I actually got a chance to go down to LA and watch World of Tres. Beautiful, beautiful concert. I have a recording, but it's not the same.
Wait, so they're putting the concert
video in video, so you have access to the concert video itself.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and so I am really excited for that.
Man, Kingdom Hearts music alone is like enough of a reason to join the game.
And it's one of the reasons why I became a video game composer, because of Yoko Shimomura. What about you, Isaac? Any more games?
Yeah, I got a couple. I'll just list some off real fast. Super Mash, I don't know if you saw it. It was in the Nintendo Indie showcase. Basically, it's a game where they mash two genres and just randomly generate some sort of game out of it.
Interesting.
So it looks like a lot of wild fun. The trailer was revealed like literally 2 or 3 days ago, so don't have a whole lot to go off of, but it looks like a lot of fun and the concept is really weird. And I'm also interested in getting into Guilty Gear.
Oh yeah, Guilty Gear.
Yeah,
fun series.
I've never been much into fighting games, but after playing Smash Bros, I'm like, okay, cool. No, I want to get more into the fighting game community, and that game just looks sick, so I want to play that.
Anything else? No,
that's it on my list. Last thing I want is Sora and Tetris Block and Smash, and I'll be a happy boy.
I'm not gonna lie. This is unconfirmed, but I feel like there's gonna be a Pokemon Sword Shield update or some kind of DLC that's gonna happen next year too. But that's unconfirmed. But I feel like it is, just because now since we brought the Switch onto, I can mention this for sure. This is gonna definitely confirm. I'm very excited for Pokemon Home. Yes, Home is something I'm looking forward to. Bringing Pokemon from different games into my Sword Shield game is going to be a game changer for a lot of people, and I just want to be able to just breed shinies again.
Yeah, that reminds me, Pokemon Sleep.
Oh, yes, Pokemon Sleep also.
We don't know anything about that, but just in concept, it sounds like it sounds really weird. I love when Pokemon tries new weird things like Go and stuff like that, so I'm curious to see what it's going to be.
Yeah, and Pokemon Sleep is just watching you sleep, and you get reward for sleeping. Yeah. We're just promoting good health, guys. So, Pokemon always been a good guy for us.
Yeah, Pokemon tells you to sleep. Ring Fit tells you to stretch. We're just a health podcast now.
Yeah, I mean, stay healthy, guys. If you stay healthy, so you can play more games.
Drink water.
Don't drink too much all in one go. Do not drink too much water. Just drink enough. Stay hydrated. Life
in moderation, boys and girls.
All right, that's about it for me.
Yeah, I'm good. I think 2019 has had a lot of really fun games. Like I said, regrettably, I haven't been able to play all of them because, that's a lot of money. But if you guys had any other games, let us know in the comments because I'd love to see what other games that we missed that's worth checking out. Thanks again for joining us, Robert. Where can we find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Spicy Ginger Tofu. I'll have my website up soon, but all new updates and posts and content will always be found on my Twitter, Spicy Ginger Tofu. And you can contact me for any composition inquiries at lecompositions@gmail. Links will be posted below.
For sure. And you can follow StarTown and all the usual stuff. I know some of you don't, so you should. That's aggressive. I'm sorry. But yeah, thanks y'all for again listening. StarTown is just getting into the swing of things. We'll see you all next year.
All right, peace out.
I need better sign-offs. Yeah.